let's put it all together here for a second. So I'm going to go through a trade example that I took on Monday of this week, and we'll just kind of go through the context. So here's my chart setup that I showed you that I have already earlier in the presentation here. But I've got my EMA clouds that I call them here, but they're actually moving average crossovers, which is the same thing. But this helps me visualize the trends that we're in and where we're heading. Red is obviously down, blue is up. When they cross over, that is a good indication that price is shifting directions. Okay, not always, but sometimes. Like right here, it didn't matter. Here, it didn't matter. Here, it didn't matter. But especially in high volume trading times, which 9 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock is very high volume trading time. So when you see price crossover, especially after a hard downtrend, there is a good probability that a crossover means we're shifting directions. So let's put it all into context here. So we're obviously in a downtrend. As you're reading the context of this market, we've got negative 171, negative 53, and so forth down the line. Negative trend. We've got this hard trend line that I've got drawn on here. That's another segment I could do on trend lines just as well. But the trend line here flows all the way down. Price takes out my structure level, my market structure level here. I've got a massive, this one was in the thousands if I remember correctly. This one was 2,600 and some, and then this one was a massive delta doji at negative 1,900. So the delta doji you see here is the beginning of me believing that price may start to reverse. And then it takes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It takes about 40 minutes later is when I actually enter. But let's go through what we're seeing here. So the pre-market move, sometimes I jot some notes down on the chart, but the pre-market move down right here was fake. So your structure was taken out. My level here at 43.71, I believe is what I've got it at. It was taken out just by a few points. And then you saw a massive price shift. This one was 2,420 something. Negative delta, and then you saw that shift from selling, this downtrend selling. You saw that selling come to an end and rotate back up into buying, more buying, and higher buying. So you had a 6,500 contract shift from selling to buying. Okay, and then on top of that, let's go through the price action. So now you can see the shift in selling to buying. You got a structure level taken out. You've got a shift from selling to buying. You have price action breaking your downtrend. You have price moving on up to your VWAP, and price and you have also buying continuing. You have a break right here of your trend. If you extend the structure, the last point out, you have a break right here. Price bounces back to this high, specifically this high right here, and then rallies on up. And I stood in this trade for exactly 7 minutes and got out right up in here. I ran a 15 tick risk on here. On a 2-to-1 ratio, so I think I got out just before the 30 tick on here. So I took my profits right around this range here on this next bar. As the price began to pull back a little bit, I took my 30 ticks and ran. So we had this is essentially a bullish reversal trade off the VWAP. So you have a downtrend, 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 shift from selling to buying. You have a break in your trend. You have a pullback to where that trend broke, the high of where that trend broke, and then you have liftoff. And then you enter on the VWAP, and bam, up she goes. Okay, so throughout all of that, and then I entered on this 915 bar here on the VWAP. Okay, so what was that's essentially the order flow narrative that you're reading as each bar closes. As each bar closes is an opportunity for you to adjust your narrative. So here, I don't have, on this bar right here, I don't have a narrative shift. On here, I don't really have a narrative shift. I got relatively nothing. On here, I'm starting to see maybe there's a possibility, but not really. And then bam, here is your key bar right here. This is your catalyst bar that I'll call it, that changes your narrative. Okay, so bam, you break your structure of this trend line here, and then right on the VWAP, you enter. Okay, so what your order flow narrative does for you is you're essentially reading the market like you would a book. You're going to tell the story as each bar closes. You're going to understand at a deeper level what is taking place than you would on regular candlesticks. So there's always some big, massive candles that are out there, but this one here, like you see right here, this was a pretty big candle. You don't know anything about it. It was a fake up, right? And this one here could be a fake up too, but you put it all in context. And you can start to understand what is taking place in the marketplace when there's a shift. Okay. You can read the buying and selling, the selling pressure within these candles. You can understand when shifts like that happen, like right down here at this 9 o'clock, a high probability time when shifts in the marketplace are going to take place. So in candle to candle, you put it into context. How much buying weight was behind that move? Well, this one, like I showed you here, this was a 6,500 contract shift. This weight here alone, 4,000. That's how much weight was in it. POCs right in the middle means you're just kind of starting off. You're starting off your acceleration up. POCs in the middle, still going up. POCs in the middle, still going up. Then you kind of have this outside bar here. That kind of slows things down a little bit, but price still carries on up. Okay, you can begin to answer the question when you spot shifts: is the selling done? Like here, the selling was done. You know that here at the close of this bar, you know it for sure. It's here, and a lot of people, you might think that this move you're chasing at this point. I disagree when you put it into context. Is the buying done? Right, so this move essentially is going to come to an end too. And when you come up to this structure level, okay, cool. Now we start to look for when is the sell or when is the buying done, and you can identify the same type of shift, the same type of catalyst to put to green light you into looking for an entry. Okay, and then like we just did here, string 5 to 15 candles together. Couple that with some macro analysis, some market structure, and you can dissect the market pretty accurately. But it takes a learning curve to get through.